You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Let's go across the Tasman, as he does every Saturday afternoon around this time. We're joined by our Australian correspondent, Adam Peacock. Adam, thanks very much for your time here on News Talk ZB this afternoon.
Elliot, how are you, mate?
Oh, I'm good. The Australian cricket team in absolute turmoil, at least it seems from this side of the Tasman after that loss to India. What have been the ramifications, the repercussions out of that?
Yeah, not good. As you can imagine, we don't take it too well over here when things like that happen to our Australian cricket team. A bit of introspection, but I think on the whole, most people are okay about giving the same 11 a go, but there's little confidence about that. You can probably tell in my voice about giving it a go. But, yeah, Marnus Labuschagne is the one that looks completely out of nick. So he's good enough to find something. Whether or not he's good enough to find something in a week remains to be seen, because he looks, unfortunately, a shadow of his former self there. I think his first 17 test innings got him to 1,000 runs. He's taken 38 test innings to get to his last 1,000 runs that he scored in test cricket. So, yeah, he's taking the foot off the gas big style. Steve Smith's scratching around. Has he still got it? Is he too old? They're the questions being asked over here.
I mean, they're the quality players. They've got the ability to bounce back. It'd be very Australian for them to do so under pressure and come out on Friday in the second test and do it. But are these players maybe verging on the fact that they've been around for too long, maybe a little too old, and are the younger players ready to replace them?
Potentially, but unfortunately at the moment we don't really have, these three are the next three. They're definitely in as soon as these guys are done. It's like a big question mark of about 6 or 7, a pool of 6 or 7 players. Are they good enough to step up if one of them goes? So in a bit of a state of flux at the moment. The bowling unit will be okay. Look, they go to Adelaide next. They play a day-night test, so the pink ball can offer some different kind of variety. So unfortunately, though, I do believe that Jasper Bumrah is going to play that test match still. So it's not like he's not going to Adelaide. So he can do anything with the ball at the moment. He is one of a kind, that guy. So,
you've got to find something on him to just get him out of the country, deport him. I don't know what it is, but you've got to find something to get him out of that lineup.
You offer him like a lavish party back in India that he can attend for the next, month. But no, he'll be there and he'll be an absolute threat, and it's a big problem to solve for Australia.
Look, we feel deeply for you across this side of the Tasman, as always. When the Australian cricket team's not going well, we feel it on this side of the Tasman, Adam. So I hope you know that we're with you.
I totally get it. Yeah, I totally realise that. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, the Australian and Ireland test match to round out the test rugby season. The Wallabies completing things early hours tomorrow morning, New Zealand time, your time as well. Joe Schmidt, bit of a homecoming for him.
Yeah, reading all the articles about him this week, it's like he's a king over there. Which is nice to see. Like, it's not like looked on as bitterness about how it might have ended or how they parted. It's more about what he did, and yeah, you don't always see that in sport. So he's obviously had a huge effect on Irish rugby at every level, to help get them where they are, which is always now one of the hardest places to go in rugby and hardest opponents wherever they play. So maybe should have got something more out of a World Cup recently, but yeah. Up against it here, using more players again. Depth an issue on this tour. Bang, 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 these test matches. Couldn't quite get past Scotland this week. Probably not expected to get past Ireland, but it'd be a nice surprise if the Wallabies are to do so and make it 3 or 4 on this tour. Have
people sort of sat up and taken notice? And obviously a loss last week in Edinburgh, but have people gone, okay, well, the Wallabies actually might be on an upwards trajectory here?
Yeah, the England game was that one. That kind of shocked everyone that we got not only so close, but actually beat them on the bell. So Wales wasn't as expected, wasn't as a surprise, I should say, because, yeah, Welsh rugby not going through its finest moment. But, yeah, if you can get Ireland and get 3 of these 4, Tim Horan said it a couple of weeks ago to me in another interview. He goes, look, if we take a step back and, okay, if it doesn't go our way against Scotland, we beat Ireland 3 or 4, that's beyond expectations before this tour. So, and it's a good building block for the British and Irish Lions. Joe Schmidt, I think he debuts his 19th player of the year in this test match. So he's gone to the bottom of the depth pool to try and find out who's good enough for the years to come. which is good to see. But he's done it in a different way to Eddie Jones. He's not just kind of just done everything at once. He's done it gradually. He's poked around. He's seen the players that he's identified and given them a go. So, yeah, I think it's encouraging as much as anything.
And Joey he cleared to play this weekend, which didn't look likely last week after he went off. He seems like a player that, you know, if you're a neutral fan, you might get the old TV sets flicking on to see how he's going. If you're neutral or perhaps a casual rugby fan, he seems like the interest levels have sort of peaked and gone, actually, I want to see how this kid's going over there.
Yeah, and very much so, because he's huge in rugby league and big name in rugby league. So rugby league fans by nature are wondering how he's going, or some, which is better than none. And look, the guy has been thrown straight in there. He was playing rugby league a couple of months ago. So now that he's going to come back, have a little rest, then do a little pre-season, he won't need much topping up before going again for the Super Rugby season. He gets his block of understanding the game in finer detail throughout that. So, yeah, really exciting to see what he can be by the middle of next year.
Adam Peacock with us. Just finally, Adam, I guess in terms of that British and Irish Lions series next year, the series seems to have been a bit of a precursor to that. And I know, look, ticket sales, the British always and Irish come down and they sell out those places. But is there a sense that there is something building towards that Lions series next year?
Yeah, it's viewed over here, oddly enough, because Rugby Australia not exactly financially flying, but almost the saviour of the code. I know that sounds ridiculously dramatic, but it's going to help no end, both commercially and all those things off the park, reputationally, but also it'll be a great series. It'll be a great 3-match series, and there'll be a little tour around it as well. So it'll help rugby in many ways, and it does need it, because it's kind of been, the last 10 years especially, kind of been gazumped by rugby league. There's this ridiculous kind of feeling, and I think it's more from rugby league towards rugby union about we're better than you, you're a crap sport. I mean, they both have their place, absolutely. So, yeah, this will show the best of rugby, this tour coming, and it'll be very, very much needed for Rugby Australia.
Indeed it will be. Adam Peacock, thank you very much for your time as always on a Saturday afternoon. Look forward to catching up again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, mate. Have a good one.
Adam Peacock joining us, as he always does, on a Saturday afternoon to talk about the world of Australian sport.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday, or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.